Hey y'all, thank you for watching my presentation on brand equity and public and nonprofit organizations. So, brand equity, according to Heath and Palanchar, can be defined as predicting the extent to which a stakeholder is more likely to give a stake to one organization rather than another in exchange for a product or a service. The stake seeker is one who looks for the brand that is most likely to meet or exceed the identified needs, wants, and other expectations. Brand equity rests upon the principles of attitude theory. Each brand is associated with one or several defining attributes. Individuals learn to make associations with these attributes based on direct experience, either through communication, advertising, or outreach by the organization. The public has a belief in an organization's reputation. If the belief is strong, it shapes attitudes that motivate people to support rather than oppose the organization. Organizations support the brand with the strongest equity in that regard. There's also subjective evaluation dimension where people have feelings about brands and identify with them to a certain extent. This connection between the public and the organization can be carried into the monitoring process where issue positions take on the logic of fact, value, and policy. These positions can be contestable and can trend in a certain direction. The trend can either help or hinder the organization's strategic planning. Brand equity is built by having a reputable organization that is policy driven, treats everyone equitably, both staff and clientele, and seeks to show that it adds value to society. It also shows that the agency has issue positions that make sense, and it associates itself with issues that matter to a vast majority of people. Lastly, brand equity is important in that it helps the public maintain its view of an agency through crisis based on its ability to be proactive and mitigate risk. Brand equity makes the public assured that an agency will do what it says when it says it, including sharing the process of getting there, i.e., being transparent, with the public. With these thoughts in mind, I argue the same logistics can be applied to nonprofit and governmental organizations. Firstly, from a human capital perspective, governmental agencies want to look good, so they can hire talent that will stick around and provide longevity and institutional knowledge to an agency. A public that sees an agency that continues to want to perform at the highest level, seeks to achieve its mission and vision every day, provides meaningful work to its people, and treats its people well will continue to have staff that want to work there. It's important that both public and nonprofit agencies build relationships not only with the public it serves, but also with various stakeholders, such as Congress and the executive branch for cabinet level agencies. Of course, with public agencies, there may be a political dimension to brand loyalty. Conservatives may be more in favor of keeping the Department of Defense funded, but want to defund the Department of Justice or the Environmental Protection Agency. Liberals may be more likely to want to reduce funding for the Department of Defense. A good example is my current agency, the Bureau of Prisons. As a subcomponent of the Department of Justice, has been a proverbial aimless ship without a rudder for quite some time. The agency is very political for both staff and inmates, depending on the Attorney General and the political leanings of the presidential administration. For instance, under the Trump administration, the prison system was very punitive, did not seek funding for reentry or treatment services, and generally the funding was given to contractors, not federal employees. Under the Biden administration, the prison system has become more pro inmate, focusing on keeping transgender inmates safe, moving to allow more inmates to lower security levels, focusing on giving inmates more creature comforts, and ability to engage in various programs and services. This changes every few years to the extent that, much like a presidency, never allows an agenda to be fully formed or evaluated. It shows that we are an organization without a mission or vision, and shows that not only do we have no brand equity, we have a terrible reputation and no brand loyalty, as staff attrition is at an all time high and staff retention is at an all time low. Even in the first year, as most leave to other federal agencies within their first year of employment. In summary, brand equity is just as important to public agencies as it is to private corporations, as an agency's brand is its reputation. As you can see from my presentation, my agency sends mixed messages. It has positive brand equity where we're successfully reintegrating inmates into society and we're also providing services and supports. But you also see that we have negative brand equity in that we continue to change the name of prisons or change the security level of prisons that have had a long history of being in the news for sexual abuse, inmate mistreatment, staff misconduct. Additionally, the American Correctional Association, we recently lost accreditation through them. The BOP is trying to spin that as a way of us being able to further evaluate the mission and vision of the agency. However, what that really means is we have even less oversight now, and the public has taken notice. Thank you so much for watching my presentation.